Dectomax Pour-on enables you to control the parasites that count, including the 5 major worms, biting and sucking lice, mange mites, cattle ticks and buffalo fly. Dectomax contains the active ingredient doramectin. Dectomax provides sustained protection for your cattle with fewer treatments and reduced pasture contamination. It's comforting to know that when used correctly, it's unlikely to have any impact on dung beetle populations. Zoetis have provided the Dectomax Pour-on Applicator to allow you to safely administer the drench with minimal risk to the administrator and apply Dectomax in a fast and simple way through a rosette nozzle so that it can be easily absorbed through the skin and into the bloodstream. The Dectomax applicator can be easily adjusted to administer differing dose rates up to 65 mL. This allows the one applicator to be used for all classes of cattle. Prior to any drenching, read the label first, as every drench has a unique label and steps that need to be followed. When you read the label, it contains what parasites the drench treats, the length of protection, steps for the safety of the animal, the environment and the operator, how to store the drench and how to dispose of used drench containers. Always check the expiry date on all drenches to ensure that they're in date. Check the meat and milk withhold periods and the export slaughter interval to ensure it's consistent with your management plans. When using the applicator, it's essential that you take your time, calmly handle the animals and ensure that human safety is of priority. Correctly using the applicator will increase your safety, reduce the risk of adverse events and improve the overall application experience. If you or someone you're working with observes a suspected adverse event, including human exposure or an animal reaction with any Zoetis product, please contact the product support team on 1800 814 883. Before you organise drenching, you should ideally know the level of worms in your cattle and what species of worms are present. Fecal egg counts are important in determining the level of adult internal parasite burden and providing valuable information to influence the drenching decision. For more information, please watch the fecal egg count best practice video. Drench resistance affects every farm in Australia, and you should know what drenches work at higher than 95% on your farm. If you're unsure of your drench resistance status, do a drench check 14 days after treatment. WormTracks is an informative website that allows you to easily check the mixture of cattle worm types in your local area. Visit WormTracks within the Zoetis Livestock Solutions website. That's www.zoetis.com.au/ls. For best practice drenching, you should deliver the correct amount of drench to the individual cattle weight. A representative sample of animals should be weighed before treatment. The dose rate should be based on the heaviest cattle in each group, that is bulls, cows, steers, calves, etc. Draft into different lines if needed. Where there's a large variation in size within the group, draft into 2 or more lines based on body weight to avoid excess overdosing. Treatment of very young animals, less than 40 kilograms body weight, is generally not warranted for worm control. However, treatment of young animals may be required for tick clearance lines. In these cases, always treat both cows and calves when they're in the same mob. The dose rate for Dectomax Pour-on is 1 ml per 10 kilograms body weight, applied along the back line of the animal from the tail head to the pole of the head. Simply adjust the applicator and dose rate to suit your needs. It's important to set the Dectomax applicator up correctly and undertake regular maintenance for the best results and for user safety. Check there's no product in the applicator or the draw-off tube for your safety and that of everyone around you. Check if the barrel is tight on the applicator. turn clockwise if needed. Calibration is important no matter if it's an injector, a drench applicator or your weigh scales. The device must be calibrated prior to use every time, as this will ensure accurate dosing and minimise wastage. To calibrate your applicator, connect the draw-off tube, place the open end in clean water. To prime the applicator, set the applicator to 60 ml, point the applicator downwards and pump until the air is eliminated and the barrel fills completely with water. Finish priming in an upward position until the barrel completely fills with water. Test the dose accuracy by using a graduated measuring receptacle, such as a measuring jug. Firstly, set the dose rate at 25 ml and then apply 10 full doses of water into the measuring receptacle. This should equal 250 ml. There may be a fault if this doesn't occur. With a fail, check the setup and retry. Always use a draw-off. Dectomax Pour-on Drench is registered to use with a draw-off tube. Replace the shipping cap with the draw-off cap and tighten. Attach the draw-off tubing to the draw-off cap stem. Invert the Dectomax container. Gently prime the applicator whilst checking for leaks. To prime the applicator with drench, point the applicator downwards and pump until the air is eliminated and the barrel completely fills with drench. And then upwards for the final prime until the air is eliminated and the barrel is filled completely with drench. For air pockets in the draw-off tube, gently shake the inverted Dectomax container whilst it's above the applicator until the air recedes back into the container. Whether cattle are in a crush, a chute or a cattle race, it's important that they're sufficiently restrained so they don't move during drenching. Avoid applying to cattle when in dusty yards or over soiled skin. If required, clean skin with a paper towel. The efficacy of Dectomax Pour-on is not adversely affected if applied when the hide's wet or if rain falls shortly after treatment. However, treatment of animals with wet hides or when rain threatens should be avoided as it's not good agricultural practice. Apply Dectomax topically along the midline of the back in a narrow strip from the tail head to the pole, with the nozzle running along the skin, depositing the drench under the hair layer. Use Dectomax in a well-ventilated area and keep away from all sources of flames or ignition because this product is flammable. Cleanup and maintenance of drenching applicators should be undertaken at the end of the day's work. Always use gloves when cleaning your equipment. Ensure there's no drench in the draw-off tube. Your safety and that of anyone around you is important. Fill a container of adequate size with warm water and mild detergent. While wearing your gloves, insert the applicator into the water and prime it with the exit and entry orifices remaining under the water. Continue to gently squeeze the handle 20 to 30 times. Remove and inspect. The applicator barrel can be removed and more thoroughly cleaned by unscrewing the barrel. Wash this thoroughly to remove all material. Keep the applicator clean with a quick scrub. Rinse with clean, fresh water before reassembling the applicator. To reassemble, apply oil to the O-ring of the Dectomax drench applicator and reattach the barrel tightly. Apply a drop of oil inside the inlet spigot and then pump the handle several times. Applicators and empty product packs should be carefully placed in landfill garbage. For storage, always clean and lubricate the applicators and keep them in a clean, dry place, and they'll be ready to go when you next need them. Thank you very much for watching. I trust you found this informative, and if you have any questions, please visit Livestock Solutions on the Zoetis website for further information.